Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to another episode of Beader. If this is your first time here with us, my name is Caitlin. I am so glad that you've joined us. We are a community that comes together and crafts. I like to show people lots of fun projects that can be done in short amount of times, and they're really easy. You don't need a lot of technical knowledge to do them, and just like to spread that crafting knowledge around. So today we are going to do a project that I am so excited about. We are going to be making animal phone charms. And of course, if you want to make a phone charm, but you don't really care about the animal part of it, I'm still going to be teaching you how to make that little phone charm piece of it to connect to most cell phone cases. And then you can put whatever charm you like on it. We're doing a little bit of the interchangeable thing with this project as well today. We've done that a couple of times here on Beader before. So I'm going to be showing you how to make the charm part itself. And we're going to be making two of those, one with a little penguin and one with a little frog. And then the actual part that connects to your phone, the cord part of it. So you're going to be getting a whole lot of information today in just a short amount of time. But before we jump in, as always, be sure to check out my sponsor, Fire Mountain Gems and Beads. They have so many really cool animal charms, and we're going to be using the little penguin and the little frog. I'm just absolutely in love. I was only supposed to do one for this project, and I couldn't decide which I wanted to do, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give the people both. So you can choose from a whole menagerie of animals at my sponsor. So a link to their website is in the description box below, as well as a link to my website. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. When you do that, you get to join me every week. That way you can join in on all of the fun. All right, let's jump into this project today. Step 1. All right, the first thing we have to do is gather our supplies and materials. You're going to need 2 sets of pliers. One of them needs to be round nose. The other doesn't really matter. These are just my favorite. Then you need a pair of clippers. Then you need I chose the Speed On Repeat, which is a cord made from plastic bottles. This is a limited quantity item with my sponsor, so if you don't get there fast enough to get this, you can always use a basic cord like this. You just need a plastic jewelry cord that is 1 millimeter or smaller. Then you are going to need a little end cap here that has a loop on it, a jump ring, and some clasps. I love these clasps that have the spinning component on the bottom of them, especially for projects like this that are going to be phone charms, because then they don't get twisted up or anything. And then we're going to do a kind of a 2-for-1 here because we're making them interchangeable. So we're going to do a little froggy. So you'll need your little frog, a mushroom. This is a lampwork bead mushroom, and then a preciosa glass leaf, as well as a head pin, and then a little penguin, and these gorgeous ice crystal passions squares, and another head pin over here. And then you're also going to need some E6000 because we're going to be securing a knot with glue later. Okay, once you've gathered all of your supplies and materials, meet me back here and let's get started. Step 2. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is make our little animal drops. So we're going to start with our little penguin over here. You're going to take your head pin. We're going to slide on our very big, chunky little, it looks like a little piece of ice, which was what I was going for with this design. Crystal Passions clear cube. Then we're going to put on our little ceramic penguin. And then we have a much smaller cube to go right on top. Once you have all of those on your head pin, you're going to put your thumb on the bottom to keep everything in place. You're going to grab your round nose pliers, and we are going to make an angle. Between 45 and 90 degrees is sufficient there. Then we don't have to clip off a ton today, but you are going to clip off your excess, leaving just enough room for a loop. Then you're going to grab your round nose pliers and go to the end, and we're going to spin those back around in the opposite direction to make our little loop here. Once we have made our loop, we're just going to go ahead and open it and slide on our clasp here. And then go ahead and close that loop again securely. And there's one of our little animals. Oh, he's just so cute. Now we're going to move on to our other animal. I have a fancy head pin for this one here. It's just got some little metal balls there at the end. And we are going to put on our lamp work mushroom. And then our little ceramic froggy. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing we did last time. Just going to make an angle. And then we're gonna come in here and clip off the excess. And then we're going to go to the end and spin that back around there. And it looks like my wire got a little bent in the process, so I'm just gonna straighten it out a little bit. And we can go ahead and open that loop again and slide on our clasp. And then go ahead and close that loop again. And now we just have to take care of our little leaf. So for our little leaf, forgot to mention that we also need an eye pin here. So you are going to slide that through the leaf, and then you are going to leave a little bit of distance because we're gonna push the eye up above the leaf like that. Then we are going to grab our pliers. You could also use your fingers, I just prefer using pliers. And we're gonna bring our wire around, and we're going to wrap it around the bottom of our leaf 2 times. That, making sure to pull tight. And then we are going to take our clippers and clip off the excess wire there in the back. And then we're just gonna tuck that end so that it doesn't scratch anybody. And then we are going to open up that loop there. And we are going to slide that through the clasp as well. And go ahead and close that loop. And there we have our other little animal. These designs would also lend themselves really beautifully to earrings. They'd be so cute. We just make earrings a lot on my channel here, and so I wanted to show you something a little different today. Step 3. Next, we have to make our little phone charm. So we are gonna set these guys to the side for a minute. You are going to take some of your cord here. You don't need a ton of it, just enough to make a good sized loop and a knot. So that should be plenty sufficient. And we are going to clip that there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clip this area off that was fraying from transport, just so that we don't have to worry about that. All right, so you have your little loop here of wire, little section, and what you're going to do is take a little piece of scrap metal that you have lying around. Doesn't have to be very big, just big enough to go through, and so you're going to have them loops kind of situated like that. And then you are going to take your little bead cap, and the end that has the loop, you're going to push the wire through on. And so you're going to grab a hold of that. And once it's on the other side, I find it's easiest to grab a hold of a pair of pliers and grab it and pull. Now, before you pull to the end here, make sure that your ends are even. So if one of them's a little longer than the other, make sure to straighten that up, and you can take out your piece of scrap metal now. And what we're going to do is put some glue on the ends. So you are going to open your glue. And this is actually a great time to use your scrap metal if you'd like. If you want to be more precise with it, I just kind of like dabbing the ends in the glue. It's a little more unprecise. So if you want a little bit more controlled gluing, then definitely grab a piece of scrap metal and do that. But once you have the ends glued, you are going to ever so gently pull until your ends are in the end cap, but before they fall out of the side. And I'm just gonna take off that extra glue with my fingers there. And at this point, if you need to, if you pulled your string too far, you can always push it. You want it to be lined up with the top here. And now we are going to crimp. So you can just crimp with a pair of regular pliers, but even better is if you grab a pair of crimping pliers here. We've used these before. And you are just going to put your end cap in that first section of your crimping pliers and just gonna squeeze down gently. Apply gentle, even pressure. It doesn't change shape a ton, but you want it to be just crimped down enough So after you've crimped, you'll notice that the middle part of it is flat while the top and the bottom should still be round, and that's the way that that's supposed to be. So you are going to leave this now for 24 hours to dry. That way the glue has a chance to bond to everything and make it nice and secure. So once you've waited your 24 hours, come back and I'll show you how to finish. Step 4. All right, now that this is all dry, we just have one final last step, and that's to take a jump ring, and I chose a little bit chunkier of a jump ring here. And we are going to open that jump ring up, and you're gonna slide that on to your phone charm that you just made. And then you're gonna close that up. And now you can take whatever charms you've made with these little clasps on the end, and you can just hook them through that. And then you have adorable little phone charms. There's the little froggy. And then it's so easy to switch them in and out. You could coordinate with your outfits or whatever vibe you're feeling. And if you don't want the interchangeable portion of it, all you would do to change that is instead of adding a clasp, you would just connect your drop directly to the jump ring, and then it would be a more permanent situation. But I hope that you've had so much fun getting to make these with me today. The possibilities are endless with these adorable ceramic creatures. So please show me your creations, and I hope that you have a fabulous time. And just like that, you have a really fun phone charm that you can add any kind of cool thing to. I wanted to show you what it looks like on most phones. So most phone cases have these two little holes in them that are made to put charms into. If your phone case doesn't have one of those, you can always put it through like right here-ish. Or you could take these designs, if you're like, I love that penguin design, I don't care about that, I'm gonna turn them into earrings, then bam, turn them into earrings, whatever works for you. But I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like when they're on your phone. And we did make these to be interchangeable, so you know, you can have multiples on there, or you can just take one off, and then there's the little penguin. I thought these little Crystal Passions crystals really looked like little ice blocks. Gave him a little ice to sit on. He's just so cute. I hope you had as much fun getting to make these with me as I did today. Please be sure to check out my sponsor, Fire Mountain Gems and Beads. They've got everything you need, and they've got everything that we use in these videos here. So definitely be sure to give them a look-see. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That way you can join me every week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.